Hey, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, March 15th, 2016. My name is Cliff Backus, and this is your PushButtonStockTrading.com daily video market review. Much of what we do at Push Button Stock Trading is based in part or in full on William O'Neill's classic book, How to Make Money in Stocks. O'Neill utilizes the acronym CANSLIM to identify the important elements of what he's looking for in a trade. The S in CANSLIM stands for supply and demand and reminds us that we want to favor stocks that have an average daily volume of at least 500,000 shares and trade at least 140% of their average daily volume on the day that they break out. The L in CANSLIM stands for leader or laggard. It's important that we identify where the leadership in the market is. To that end, we use HGSI, High Growth Stock Investors Spectrum Analyzer, to identify market leadership on a daily basis. So let's get started with that. Yesterday, of the top 100 most powerful stocks in the most powerful industry groups, 5 came from internet media, 5 came from restaurants, 5 came from real estate investment trusts, 4 came from integrated utilities, and rounding out the top 5, we had airlines, mass merchants, managed care, lodging, specialty apparel stores, entertainment content, and home products stores, with 4 stocks each in the top 100 most powerful stocks in the most powerful industry groups. Recently, we've been seeing a lot of airlines. We've been seeing a lot of integrated utilities, but I don't believe that market leadership is going to come from integrated utilities. We've been seeing a lot of real estate investment trusts. We've been seeing a lot of restaurants recently, and recently we've also been seeing a fair amount of internet media. These might be good places to look for leadership in this market. Let's take a look at what the Russell 2000 is up to. As we've been noting, the Russell 2000 is actually the key to this market going forward. We had been watching this support level down here in the 1040 area. We took that level out about 2 weeks ago and became bullish on the market at that point. Right now we're struggling with support resistance down here in the 1079 area. We can't seem to clear that area at this point. I'd like to see the market certainly take out this high right here, this recent high from last week. But for now, this area in the 1079 range becomes our battleground. Let's see what the NASDAQ Composite's up to. But before we do that, the M in the CANSLIM acronym stands for market, and to my way of thinking, that's the most important element. So let's take a brief look at the market. Stocks closed mixed on very light trading volume yesterday. The S&P 500 closed slightly lower, while the S&P Composite had an even smaller advance. There seemed to be no real institutional panic in the market to the upside or the downside as we await the results of a 2-day Federal Reserve Open Market Committee meeting, which begins today. Our market timing model remains on a buy signal. A buy signal indicates that both aggressive and conservative traders can buy here, but we shouldn't be increasing margin at this point. We now have only 26 stocks in our universal watch list. That's an unusually low number. In a healthy market, we generally have between 50 and 90 stocks on the universal watch list. That noted, we remain cautiously bullish on the market. Declining issues topped advancers by about 5 to 4 yesterday. The New York Stock Exchange advanced decline line looks bullish. New highs continued to outperform new lows. Our overbought oversold indicator fell from extremely overbought to moderately overbought yesterday. Keep in mind, a moderately overbought market can become severely overbought. Large capitalization stocks bettered small again yesterday and continue to outperform on a 10-day moving average basis. Small caps typically outperform in bull markets. This remains a volatile market, but appears to be more bullish than bearish. That noted, be careful, and as always, keep your stops in place. Okay. Yesterday, the NASDAQ Composite was up 1.81 points, or 4/100ths of a percent. Not much of a move. We closed at 47.50. And note how we balked again at this 2009 to today trend line. We've balked at that trend line 3 times now. I would expect that the market consolidates a little bit here and before taking another run at that trend line. Once we better that trend line, our next area of resistance is up here in the 4,900 area. Trading volume yesterday was well below average and was below the prior day. For you followers of William O'Neill, we are in a confirmed uptrend in the market. We have been since February 18th. We have 3 distribution days since the follow through. That's, I suppose, fairly reasonable at this point. I would hate to see more distribution come into this market at this point. Right now, we're bracketed, as we noted, by support here at by resistance here at this 2009 to today trend line, and support down here in the 45.06 area. Were we to break above the trend line, our next area of resistance would be up here in the 4,900 range. See what the S&P 500 is up to. S&P yesterday was down 2.55 points or 0.13%. We closed at 2019.64. Notice how we balked at the 200-day moving average. We show our 200-day moving average in black right here. It may take a little bit to better that 200-day moving average. We're seeing some significant resistance in the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 right here. And so we may need to consolidate some of these recent gains for a little bit. Trading volume yesterday was below the prior day, was below average. The S&P is in a confirmed uptrend. We have only 1 distribution day on the S&P 500. Right now, the S&P is bracketed by support down here in the 1993 area and resistance here at the 200-day moving average. Were we to better that 200-day, next significant area of resistance is up here in the 2044 range. Our market timing model on both the NASDAQ and the S&P 500 is indicating a buy signal on the market. A buy signal indicates that both aggressive and conservative traders can buy, but we shouldn't be increasing margin at this point. Before we go, I've got a couple stocks that I want to talk about. The first is Facebook. Facebook provides social networking platform enabling members to stay connected with friends and family via Facebook.com. I think probably we all know what Facebook does. Facebook right now is working on a first stage base. Notice how we broke out of that first stage base back here in February, but we failed. Came back, reestablished the base, and right now we're working on a pivot point of $110.65. We have this trend line that the stock actually broke above on Friday, but the volume has been fairly unconvincing down here, and so I would take that trend line break with a little bit of a grain of salt. Facebook gets a 72% checklist rating, and if we were to take out the 110.65 level on at least 140% of average daily volume, I would think Facebook would be a good place to park some money at this point. Facebook is probably my favorite fundamental stock at this point. And the final stock I want to take a look at is Broadcom Limited. Broadcom is a Singaporean designer of analogics for the telecom, industrial, automotive, and computing markets. While technically not on our universal watch list because it doesn't meet the minimum 72% checklist criteria, I really like Broadcom here. We noted last week that Broadcom had broken out of this nice double bottom base, gapped above the 138.69 pivot point on an earnings release. Broadcom is in a first stage base and provides a second buying opportunity up here in the $150.50 range. If we were to break through that $150.50 range on 140% of average daily volume, I might be inclined to buy some Broadcom here. That's about all I have for today. If you want to talk about any of the stocks mentioned today or any of our market strategies, please feel free to give me a call, drop me an email, or make an appointment. Come by the office, see what we're up to. Contact information is on the home page. Please take a minute to go to our subscription page and subscribe to Push Button Stock Trading. You can also follow us on Twitter at PushButtonStock. Again, my name is Cliff Backus. That's your daily video market review. Have a safe and profitable day. Keep your stops in place, and I will see you again tomorrow. Please stay tuned for our important disclaimers. All the best. Disclaimers. Push Button Stock Trading Video Market Review is produced and edited by Clifford B. Backus. Mr. Backus is a Senior Vice President of Investments, Technical Analyst, Portfolio Manager, and Partner with the investment firm of Ohannes & LaCours Incorporated. Video Market Review is produced solely for the benefit of our clients, friends, and colleagues. Anything written, stolen, and/or plagiarized in this publication is done without malice. Further, the analysis and opinions expressed in this publication are strictly those of the editor and not of Ohannes & LaCours Incorporated, its affiliates, subsidiaries, or any of the officers or employees of Ohannes & LaCours, Inc. On that note, we submit the following. The analysis, calculations, and evaluations presented herein are based on data and assumptions Ohannes & LaCours Incorporated believes to be accurate. Ohannes & LaCours Incorporated makes no representation that such analysis or calculations are accurate or that such valuations represent levels at which actual trades may occur. This report has been prepared from original sources, except where otherwise noted, and data we believe to be reliable. Ohannes & LaCours, Inc., its affiliates and subsidiaries, and/or their officers and employees or their families may from time to time acquire, hold, or sell a position in the securities mentioned herein. Moreover, opinions may differ from one entity to the next. If we are used in connection with the purchase or sale of any security discussed in this report, we may act as principal for our own account or as agent for both the buyer and the seller. Push Button Stock Trading is dedicated to the education of friends, clients, and paid subscribers. Push Button Stock Trading is an information service only. The information provided herein is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell stocks of any kind. Push Button Stock Trading is created to aid subscribers in making informed investment decisions based wholly or in part on technical analysis. It's possible that at this time or some subsequent date, the editors of Push Button Stock Trading may own, buy, or sell the investments presented. All investors should consult a qualified professional before making any investment. The information provided has been obtained from sources deemed to be reliable, but it is not guaranteed as to the accuracy or completeness. The editors of Push Button Stock Trading make every effort to provide timely information to subscribers, but cannot guarantee specific delivery times due to factors beyond our control.